Hey everybody, as you may have seen from my reaction, the brand new Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer debuted at State of Play. This video is going to be an analysis and discussion of that new trailer. It is a minute long, but we have a lot to talk about. We have not seen this game since December of 2015. There was an announcement at June during that E3 that year. And then at the PlayStation Experience, they showed some gameplay. I will be showing some of that gameplay from the 2015 video as we do this to kind of see how the game's different. So, let's get started. I'm so pumped. I just want to talk about it. We did this with Kingdom Hearts 3. We're doing it here. Let's chat it up and get started. So, as soon as a word popped up, I went, that's ingrained in my brain is the text that appeared during the PSX trailer, which I have right here. It opened up in the same way. The legendary becomes real, which is the most Japanese ass like phrase of like it's happening. It's very excited though. They open on Aerith, which I think is really neat.
Hands up!
They immediately jump into some gameplay. Now, I've only seen this trailer once, twice technically, because I had to edit the reaction video to put in the good video version of it, since my recording didn't look great. Let's start looking at the HUD stuff. For example, right? This is our new HUD. It looks nice. It's got a cool angular look to it. Nice LED-esque look. As a point of reference, here's what the old HUD looked like. It had the same general idea, I guess. We have a couple of meters here. I think this meter, hold on. One thing we need to do desperately is give me a cursor so I can talk and show you shit. So, let's, as you can see, we have a meter here, so I wonder what that is. I'm guessing it's this one right here for limit. I don't imagine they moved these things. But then this big meter here, a lot of people were suspecting maybe it's like an ATB related thing. People were just wondering what could that meter necessarily be, but now we have two here. That's interesting. At this point you can do Punisher or Attack, and then circle to put you into the commands menu. So it looks like he's in some sort of sub-menu for something special. Let's see how this opens again. Looks like the boss, the Scorpion, just goes in. We get some more cutscenes here. This in general looks really good, and it also doesn't look perfect. Like the hair doesn't look like the best it could be, which is the, yo, this is real gameplay. 100%. You run here HUDless. I like this. I like this. All you have is the timer, because you know they're taking out the reactors and everything. It looks like during these segments you actually have to press a button to open the commands menu, which seems interesting. Interesting with that whole thing.
Take the load off your...
So, here we have some gameplay. He's going for an attack. He can do back blast. He can do an attack and then go through that. You have Tifa, Cloud, and Barret in the party. Dealing damage. I like damage numbers appearing on the screen there. That looks pretty cool.
So, what's our next move, Bob?
So we had another menu here. Shortcuts. So I'm guessing it just kind of shows whatever menu you're in, and it's potion, followed by Braver and this and this. It looks like they're definitely going for a more Kingdom Hearts approach for the action gameplay here, which is great. We did hear that the Kingdom Hearts 2 battle designer is on Final Fantasy VII Remake, and a lot of people from a lot of the KH games that aren't working in the KH3 team are on this. And you can also notice a switch to Barret and a switch to Tifa, which makes sense because in the gameplay here, we had the options of like actively switching characters because they showed Barret doing his limit break. So there's definitely switchable stuff here, which is exciting.
What's our next move, boss? That's easy enough.
Are you
Aerith looks really cute. That's basically it.
okay?
It's great to see her design. It looks perfect. Cloud also looks really great. One thing I did want to point out, though, is Cloud's dialogue here.
I'm fine.
The way he's talking, he doesn't sound like the same VA. I know a lot of people are picking up on that, so it looks like they may have done voice actor changes, which I'm kind of disappointed if they did.
Here, this is for you.
A flower?
He kind of almost sounds closer to Ray Chase, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't cast the guy that did Noctis to do Cloud as well, but who knows, we'll see. We have another situation with some battles here. Aerith is in the party and Tifa, so I think this might be like the sewer section? I'm trying to remember what part this would have been. But seeing the combat here, let's kind of like look at it dry. He goes in, does a dash, does multiple attacks. And they said it was the combat was aiming to be like a mix of Kingdom Hearts and Dissidia almost, and I can kind of see that. It seems like it might be a weightier Kingdom Hearts in the way that attacks go off. But it's great to see what looks to be the big, I think it was Big Bang, or whatever his move was called. And you can see both versions, I think, here. So here's the 2015 one, and this one up here should be, yeah, the more modern version. Fucking awesome. Visually, this looks great. Cross slash. My God. I just look at this red neon shit. Boom. Boom. It looks so great. They're showing more of the intro to the game.
Can you bear to see the planet suffer? Cloud.
And it's great to see this game again. We get a Sephiroth moment, which I don't. Is this necessarily like an intro point to the game? Is this a real Sephiroth moment, or are they just trying to do a small tease of it? Regardless, if you listen to his VA again.
Can you bear to see the planet suffer? Cloud.
That's 100% not the same guy that has been doing Sephiroth since the Advent Children days, and that is weird. I didn't really see a need to recast, but I guess if they're like doing a full-scale remake, if there's any time to change VAs they did post FF7 material, I guess now would be the time. But I really enjoyed their VAs. Overall, just visually, the game is a treat. I think one thing we can like probably point out here is that we can get a good shot of good shot of how Cloud looks now compared to some of his look before, where he looked a bit sicklier before, and I kind of like the general look that they're going for now. They really nailed Aerith as well, and wow, guys, it's really great to see Final Fantasy VII Remake again, because I remember my personal, this is the discussion part, because there's not much else to glean from this, and there shouldn't be anything to expect from that, because their big E3 blowout is next month. We'll just let this loop, because I imagine I'll be talking for a little bit here. I definitely wanted to see more of this game, because, you know, I love Nomura's games and Square Enix's games in general, and this was really exciting, a thing we didn't know if it would ever happen. And then in 2015, they did that amazing Sony conference where this, Shenmue, and The Last Guardian all showed up, and it felt like the Year of Dreams is what people called it. And it was really exciting. And then they said that they announced pretty early. They said it was going to be more than one game, which I'm fine with because of the scale of a full-scale remake of this game. They would not feasibly be able to put the whole thing into one, especially with the budget and the amount of time it would take. And I just went, you know, I'm excited to see what you have to show going forward. And it went dark. We learned that CyberConnect 2, the developer that was working with Square and doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the game, was basically fired. They were removed off the project, and they switched this game to internal development. The internal development meant that Square was making it the whole time, which was good. To be honest, that was the one thing I was uncomfortable about. Final Fantasy VII's remake being siphoned off to another developer. This is the most important remake possibly ever, because it's one of the biggest games of all time. They shouldn't be, you know, outsourcing like a major part of it. And seeing how this looks now compared to how it looked before, that's great. I know a lot of people get mad, like, they showed it in 2015, and it's been, like, fucking over 3 years since we got a trailer. To be honest, that doesn't really matter to me. Like, a lot of people go, that I hate that they announced it early. That really just is insignificant to me because I know these games take a lot of time and they have other big projects they focus on. And I just knew, there are other games to look forward to. At the time, there was FF15, then KH3, then this. And somehow we still had people doubting this game. After those same people doubted Final Fantasy Versus 13, then it became 15, then they doubted that, then that came out, then they doubted KH3, then trailers came out, they still doubted it, it came out. And then the cycle continued, where these people continued to doubt the Square games because it's like, oh, they're taking however long. No, there's not much to doubt. Like, the companies are going to continue to make their games. It's like they take a long time. And it also doesn't help that a lot of other game companies, when they announce like the new Assassin's Creed or the new Call of Duty or any game like that, typically they're working on those for a long time as well, but they just don't announce them immediately. So it kind of warps people's perspective on how long it takes to make these games. But to give my general thoughts on how the gameplay looks for now, it looks more like Kingdom Hearts to a degree. In terms of like the combat, it looks a lot better than Final Fantasy 15's combat does just immediately. There's an extra crunch to it that I really like. Seeing familiar things that Kingdom Hearts uses, like shortcuts and stuff like that, is really exciting to me because Kingdom Hearts combat just feels good to control, but this has a bit more of a weight to it that has me excited. Good way to differentiate it. And another good way to differentiate it is the fact that there is character switching, which we've seen in the 2015 trailer. We saw it here. I'm sure there's some people still sad that this game is not turn-based, but I feel like those people should have made peace the 18 years ago they announced this game. I am totally cool with it, and I'm super pumped. But going forward, we got a lot of fun reaction stuff that's going to happen on the channel, because E3 is going to happen next month. Final Fantasy VII is doing a big concert. I imagine that they will show, at this point, Final Fantasy VII has a concert that's happening a day before the Square Enix conference at E3. So they'll do a concert, and the night before is my understanding, and then the next day, that night, is the conference. So the concert, I think, is going to have a shorter trailer that's going to tease shit, and then you get the big blowout trailer during the Square conference. And it's going to be a big, exciting time for 7, in the same way it was a big, exciting time for Kingdom Hearts 3 last year. And even that game's getting DLC information coming up. So it's just great to see that the company that I enjoy the games the most of are continuing to push the envelope and make some really cool shit that I'm really pumped for. And yeah, as it turns out, the people that doubted that, this game was gonna turn out, gonna come out and start getting shown again were, as they always are, mentally damaged. I hate to be blunt, but I think after 15 came out and KH3 kept showing trailers, I think those people that started doing the doubting thing maybe need to go back to school. Maybe need to apply themselves just a little bit and use a little bit of logic instead of, the baseless hyperbole about it. I'm soaking it in. I'm soaking in the happy feelings. Negatives, I don't know about these new voice actors, but I guess I'll get used to them. And I need to see more, which we will next month. That's going to do it for Final Fantasy VII Remake discussion little video thing. I hope you enjoyed it. It was pretty brief. There's not much to cover, but I just wanted to talk about it now that it's happened. I'm glad I didn't do my KH marathon stream today, because I had other things to do and a podcast coming in a little bit. And I'm glad I didn't do any of that, because it gave me time to lose my fucking shit at this. Anyway, that'll do it. I will see you guys next time, and see you in June, where we talk more about 7 Remake.